Think about that. You're bringing your bullshit, your myopic perspective into this. That's a problem. That is a fucking problem. You need to change it. You need to recalibrate. You're bringing negativity in something that you're intrigued enough to say, well, let me take a look at this guy's video or anybody else's shit. But you're too critical over it and yourself. You've already defeated yourself. Before you even started, you have defeated yourself. You convinced yourself that there's no point in trying. It's a losing cause, so why bother? So why the fuck are you on social media posting that kind of shit? Because you're negative. There's something wrong in you. There's a disconnection. You need to identify what that is. There's a triggering that's going on. It's not ICT that does it. A lot of people would like to say, oh, I hate that fucking guy. Fuck you. I don't care if you like me or not. The point is, this is the truth. It's the facts. I brought in my own baggage. I needed to feel significant because my own fucking parents didn't want me. You can't get any bigger than that. And I had a wife that left me. Hello? What do you got? What the fuck's your holdup? What's your problem? Where's your baggage? Like, those are two biggest fucking things. The people that birthed me and the fucking woman I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with. Both of them walked out. What the fuck do you have that's worse than that? It's just mental baggage. Leave it at the fucking door. Come on in, warm up. We brought cookies, we got refreshments. Hang out for a little while because you're going to leave a different person. You're going to know, I ain't got to be like that person. And leave the fucking baggage. We'll get rid of it on our own. We'll toss it out. We'll throw it in the bin for you. But leave that shit. Don't come into this learning experience with all this negativity bullshit. And what if thinking, and what if it does this, and what if it does that? What happens if you just follow the rules? And you do what other people around the fucking world that are doing independent of me. I'm not telling them what they're trading. They're doing on their own. Making fortunes. Fortunes! Have you made $100,000 last year? How about this year? You gonna make $100,000? I got people making that in the same fucking month. In the same week. What are you complaining about? It didn't cost you anything to pull up a fucking video. It takes time. Yes, I told you that. I didn't hide that from you. But you're missing this opportunity for you to change everything. Not just your ability to make and pay for shit, but your whole life changes. Freedom. Fucking freedom. You don't have to listen to your fucking boss. You don't have to ask when your fucking vacation's allowed to be had. You do what the fuck you want to do. And some of you are coming in here with a Carl mindset. You got to trade every day because that's what fucking a good Carl will do. Fuck Carl. Fuck him. Fuck his mentality. Fuck his approach to life. We don't need the brown-nosed market to keep it in love with us. We know when we can have our one-night stands with this, and it's nothing wrong with it. We can still be married and nobody's divorcing us. Trust me, your fucking wife's going to love you for having a one-night stand with the fucking ES, okay? You're getting in there, no STDs. The only STDs we got is standard deviation. Don't ask me where the fuck that came from. It just came off the hip. But anyway, I got my second win. You ready for another 3 hours? I'm just kidding. I'm out of water and I haven't eaten today yet, so I gotta go get something to eat. Hang out with my little guy. So I'm not sure if you got anything from this one or not. I didn't really stick to my itinerary because I allowed the rabbit trails to dictate my pace and direction, but everything I said, I meant it. And it's all meant in the light of you improving. If you have a mentor, if you have somebody on YouTube that you'd like to watch, encourage them respectfully. Don't go there and troll. Don't go out there and say shit like we've never seen a payout from you before this one. You know, that kind of shit. That's ignorant. I observed the same thing. I'm not going to beat this person up. But encourage them. Encourage them to be more open with what they find difficult. And you're going to find that if you're that type of person that you're out there trying to share what you do or trying to teach, and you're open and you're honest with what you have found difficult in your trading, and this is back to my challenge. This is for everybody that has a YouTube channel that's listening to me. I would love, and I will literally look at all your videos. If you tweet it to me, I'll watch your video. Okay, if you're doing this, I want you to be honest and talk about what you have struggled with in your trading. Like what was the biggest boulder? What was the barrier, the roadblock in your understanding that you may still be underneath of in terms of feeling the pressure from, or what you overcome? Preferably, I'd love to hear the ones that have overcome it and what they did to do that, because you're going to see everybody's dealing with unique shit. And what was the reasons for them to feel this problem? And if they're honest, and I don't expect, honestly, the level of honesty that I would like to see, but I'm encouraging you all. Like I open myself up when I do these, and I've done certain YouTube video series where, I mean, you heard me cry. I'm a fucking man, and I'm a human being. I have a heart. And when I think about the things I've done, and I caused my family to miss me when I was right in the same room with them, in the same house, and like a ghost, I would pass by them and get right back to my charts. I caused that pain. I did that. And I regret it. I can't fix it. So the only thing I can do is spend more time with them. It might be for you, fear of losing. And what did you do to overcome that? It might be fear of getting into a trade, fear of not getting out at the right price. Whatever. I'm just giving you suggestions. I'm not saying, let me use that and make a video. I mean, be honest, because people are going to be able to tell if this is genuine or not. If you got the balls to do it and get there and be honest and say, this is what I have dealt with for this much time, or still encountering. And even though I can make money, this is what I keep coming up against. I keep coming up against that. I promise you, your fucking community will love you for that. They will love you for it, because you're not trying to be superstar, rock star, celebrity trader that knows everything. I don't do that. And I am that. And I don't present myself like that. I'm real. When I fuck up things, I will tell you, I fucked that up. I didn't do that right. This is what I had to learn from that. That's real mentoring. That's somebody that went through some real shit, learned from it, and this is how to avoid it and why you shouldn't do these types of things. Because you're not going to be the exception. You're not going to be the person that you can walk around and say, well, that didn't happen to me. And so many young guys do the same shit that I say not to do and say, yeah, I'm just like ICT, blah, 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 like it's a fucking brotherhood. I don't, we don't want you to do that. I don't want you to fucking have that pain. It's scar tissue. It's going to limit you. If you do the things I tell you to do and avoid the things I tell you to avoid, you can be better than I am. Even just trading one model that I created, you can be better than I am. How is that even possible? Well, number one, I'm never satisfied with my exits. I'm never, ever, ever satisfied with my exits. Never. I'm never fucking satisfied with them. I don't care how much money I can make in them. I'm never satisfied with them. My entries, unless I say otherwise, I'm pretty much getting in where I want to get in. But my weakness is my exits. I'm not content. I want more precision on my exits. And you probably look at what I'm doing and thinking, what the fuck, dude, if I could have just 25% of that, I'm great. But I'm not. So that's where I'm telling you, I have an issue with that. I wrestle with that every day. And when the markets are not trading and I'm contemplating what I can do to change things or what ideas I want to pursue and what I want to tweak, and it's always on the exit strategies. That's it. Because entries, I have that in lock. It's a given. I have no fucking fear of getting into anything. Like I said, I got 81 different ways to get into something. I'm getting in that bitch. Trust me. It's a vault. I'm getting in it. I'm taking something out of there. It may not be all of it, but I'm going to take something out of it. But I'm encouraging all of you that are YouTubers to do a video sometime this week. It doesn't have to be today. It's not a race to get the first one out either, but put some time into it and really consider the level of honesty that is required, and give the audience what they don't know about you. Tell them what struggles you have, what causes you apprehension with taking a trade. What do you feel when you're in the trade? What type of things do you wrestle with? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? And your audience is going to be able to draw a connection with you that you haven't made with them yet. See, the folks that hate me, that can't stand me because I literally have been teaching with a demo and I'm blowing up with a demo. I've shown live trading. I made $25,000 in 1 month, flipping a quarter. Okay, flipping a fucking quarter and doing a few things for students in my private mentorship to ask me questions about. Could you do this? How do I fix this? And I did that, and I made $25,000. None of that shit. Go through all those trade executions, and you won't see any of the models I've taught. It's not there. That's just managing money. And if you know how to make money, you can fucking flip a coin and make money. That's the proof. If I was in a fucking courtroom, I'd say, here's what I did this day. I flipped here. It was heads that day. Buy. It was this. Tails. It's sell. And I had to force myself to do that. That's it. That's all I was doing there. What do you think's going to happen when you apply sound money management? Sound money management, good risk reward, and you're choosing your setups based on the logic I'm teaching. Your results are almost fucking guaranteed. The closest thing you can get to a guarantee of finding success over a large sample set. Not every individual trade is going to be a win, but over a large sample set, you can reasonably expect a positive outcome. Now, a person that has mental baggage coming in can't expect that because they're going to do everything, whether they realize it or not, subconsciously, inadvertently, or directly, to derail themselves. You're angry at your wife. You're angry at your husband. You don't feel like you're getting enough attention from them. You're going to act out. They said something to you to piss you off at work. You didn't get recognized at work. You got fired. Somebody did something to your child at school. You want to go up there and fucking make the news. All that kind of stuff. That's real world shit. And if you're in a market, if you're in a trade, or if you go into a trade to kind of compensate for that, to give you a different vibe, to feel better about what the situation you're in. Because if I can make $500, hey man, that's better than wanting to go up there and kill this motherfucker that had his kid come here and hit my kid or do something inappropriate. Whatever it is that real world brought to you that causes you discomfort or just boredom. If you allowed boredom to come in and invite you into taking a trade, I ain't got nothing else to do. I don't really see anything in the market right now. The pattern I'm looking for, let me just go ahead and buy it and see what happens. And you fuck around and you find out. Do you fall into that impulsiveness all the time? Do you do it frequently? Those types of things. As silly as they may sound, some of you are probably not. You're like, I do that shit. What the hell? That is what it's like to be human. When you're human, these intrusive thoughts, they come in. And if you allow these intrusive thoughts to dictate the direction or execution where there's money behind it at risk, are you really trading? Or are you doing a science experiment? Mm-hmm. It's like taking chlorine and mixing it with brake fluid. Now, the average person, what the fuck's that going to do? You don't want to do that. It will catch fire. Those two ingredients coming together, they're incendiary. You don't want to do that. But that's what you're doing. You're thinking, okay, I got something good and clean. Okay, I got something good and clean. I'm going to try to make something of myself when trading. That's the chlorine. That's the element we're talking about here. Okay, you're doing the right thing, trying to improve your life, but you bring in brake fluid. You're stopping yourself. You're stopping yourself from doing something that the rules say you shouldn't do, or you should do. And that brake fluid being introduced to the chlorine, the good aspect of you trying to make a good thing in your life, clean up your act, it actually catches on fire. Violently on fire. And some of you are out there going to, I'm going to go and do that. I got a pool. I'm going to get some chlorine, get some brake. Make sure if you hurt yourself or burn your fucking shit down, don't be blaming me. Okay. But the average person doesn't know that. And ignorance doesn't exonerate you from the damages that you would cause by fucking around and finding out. So when you're doing these things and you're allowing intrusive thoughts in your personal life that's causing you pain, discomfort, boredom, rage, anger, insignificance, not getting the attention from your significant other. Well, if I'm not getting it from him, or if I'm not getting it from her, I'm going to go out there and make me some money because it'll remind me that I don't need them. I can go do my own shit and find someone else that better life can be had with. which leads to a whole new discussion that we won't have here now. But all those things human beings have a tendency to do. And I've been open with what I've done in the past, where I hurt myself. I've caused monetary loss and scar tissue and mental baggage that I still wrestle with today. There are certain times when I get in the marketplace, I remind myself of, not because I want to remember, but it just reminds me because I've done so many different trades that this is the time. There's a time I did this type of trade before and I didn't know this and that. And my mind shifts to that bad moment and I lose my concentration about what it is I'm looking for. That's some things that I wrestle with. That scar tissue you start worrying about, like that piece of meat. Okay, you eat a steak, you get a little piece of meat between your teeth. What happens? If you don't have floss to get it out, your tongue keeps going right back to it. You can't really listen to somebody talking to you, and you're nodding your head, and I hear what you're fucking saying, but you're just trying to get that little piece of fucking meat between your teeth out. That's what scar tissue's like when you're trading with bad experiences. You will go back to those things where it hurt you before, and you won't be able to focus clearly without any confusion or any kind of distraction about the very trade you're in. This is why I teach you the way I teach you. I don't want you, and you just don't realize you don't have that problem. And if you have the problem, you're nodding your head right now. You're like, I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I wish I would have known this beforehand. But once you have it, you can't do anything but live with it. It makes it harder to be a trader like that. It's difficult to do that. And the way I teach and how I teach with a demo account, you can't get that problem. It's impossible for you to get that problem. Why fucking people have an issue with this shit, whether it's a demo or not, because literally it's the same fucking thing. The people that are following my shit when I'm on Twitter and I'm saying it's going to go here and they buy it and they make money, do you think they give a fuck about whether I talked about it in a demo or not? They made money on it. They watched it unfold. They don't give a fuck. They're also aware that every funded account out there is a fucking demo. So stop talking about fucking demos like it's a fucking problem. People are making money learning from me and studying in their own demo account. When they get comfortable with what they're looking at and they wrestle through all their bullshit and find out where their character flaws are, and they're honest with that, they make either a coping skill to work around it or correct it. It might be a substance abuse. It could be alcoholism. It could be, smoking weed. If you're smoking weed and you're trading, you're fucking stupid. Okay? You're fucking stupid. You're literally dulling your fucking senses and you're fucking making it harder. Okay? You want to do that on the weekend. No markets, no none of that shit. Okay? You want to get high, get fucking lit, get baked, whatever the fuck you want to call it, on the weekend where you can't do anything or hurt yourself in the marketplace. You shouldn't smoke. It's going to tear your fucking lungs up. I don't care what anybody says. It's hurting your lungs. Edibles, have at it. But alcoholism, you don't want to be drinking. You don't want to have it anywhere near you while you're trading. I don't drink. I've never drank alcohol or got drunk, but I've seen the effects of it. And nobody, in my opinion, is going to effectively trade well intoxicated. Okay, this is not. And to try to be the person that proves me wrong there is stupid. So it might be as extreme as something like that you're wrestling with, or something as simple as, you just want to feel significant and you're impatient about it and you want to do something right away because a win will make you feel significant. And most of the time it's that very thing for men. For women, they just want to feel confident that they don't have to rely on a secondary income, which will allow them to live their relationship with their significant other more honestly. Because unfortunately, women sometimes are codependent on a male because they're the breadwinner. And if they help their household, stay afloat, and they don't have enough to contribute to support it without them, they stay in relationships they otherwise wouldn't be in. And I'm not trying to false the idea of divorces or separations, but in some instances, certain relationships are not healthy for them to be in. It could be physically abusive. It could be mentally abusive, and they're trapped. And this skill set, when they learn how to do it, will allow them to weigh out whether or not this is a really healthy relationship. And honestly, if you want to know if a man really loves you, if you can make the money that supports the household and you still give him respect as the man, he's going to love you like a queen, like you've never been before. Because he's going to know she don't need to be with me. Like she makes real bread